Music. Okay, streaming. Let's make sure we're streaming at the right channel. My goodness. Our last Monster
Yeah, I
Cast
saw
was
you.
streamed to the wrong channel. That's how we ended it.
I spotted, yes, I saw you making some tests on the two separate channels.
All right, and we are live. Awesome. Let's see who joins us. Joins with us. Let's pop out this chat. All right, let's put it over here. See if we get any Louis or Gargs or anything out there. Give it a couple minutes before we get going, or a minute. All right. It's been a while. It's been a while. Let me know if my mic is peaking, if you know what that means, if it's getting too loud. I notice sometimes it is. How about if I get close like this? There we go. Alrighty. So okay, so yeah, Dan's gonna post it here. Okay. I think we're good to go then. Alright, greetings everybody, whoever's watching this now or later. This is our Monster Maker Challenge. So we've missed, since we haven't been doing Monster Cast, we haven't been reviewing the Monster Maker Challenge submissions, the artwork for those months that Donde runs. You can always join those. Everybody's welcome to join. He just sets a theme every month, and then submissions come in, and if we get a chance in voice, we review it, but otherwise, Donde will review it with you guys in text or anyhow, usually at the end of the month. This month we didn't have a Monster Maker Challenge because we have the main channel's Halloween Monster Art Contest, so Donde allowed everybody to focus on that and give you that freedom, so we appreciate Donde for that. Without further ado, oh yes, and so we'll get on that. We'll take a look at the challenges that we I think they're from like 1, maybe 2 or 3 months of challenges. It won't be too many, as only a few people submit them every month, so we'll get through those, and that'll be it for this stream. Before we go on with that, I'd like to pass it over to Chris. Chris is working on a new project, so let's hear about it.
Well, thank you very much, Arthur, and hello to all the lovely Monsterites viewing us this fine evening and in the future. So as you know, I am the resident rat of the Monsterhood, and recently I've developed as a Arthur and Dandy. I'm not copying them, I swear. I've also started my very own Patreon, as I wish to expand more towards the creative side of things, specifically on my end writing. As I have made available, I'll be posting stories that I've written on the website Archive of Our Own, also known as AO3, and you'll be able to see the link to the link to my profile there on my Patreon, which, with Arthur's permission, he has allowed me to share a link in the chat for which, and essentially just as all of us here in the Monsterhood, we want to reach out to that life and grab it by the horns and stick on. And I would just like to remind you, the more successful the Monsterhood becomes, the closer we get to that fan-made series of the Predator hunting cryptids.
Nice.
So, specifically regarding this, so far, only the first chapter of the first story that I'm bringing forth to life has been posted on AO3. As mentioned, you'll be able to find the link on it on my Patreon page. I do sincerely hope that everyone enjoys it. It starts off a bit whimsically, but it gets a bit less whimsically as the story will go on, I promise you. And if you feel that it is something noteworthy of your attention, please do feel free to follow it. And if it particularly tickles your pickle, I would definitely appreciate any kind of support that you would be interested in offering on Patreon.
Awesome. I'm going to click on it. Let's check it out real quick here. And whenever we do any stream or anything on the Voices of the Monsterhood channel, any of you guys that are part of this Monsterhood are welcome to shout out your side projects. That's what it's all about. So let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. He really did put in some effort in on this one. There's a beautiful rat right there.
Mhm.
It won't show up too well. Looks like everything's showing up because the window's a little bit small in the live stream. But we have the dollar, $2, 5, and 50. Beautiful. All right. So, shit. So there you go. You got everything broken down. If you guys have never seen a Patreon, that's what it looks like. You got your perks listed here under each amount. And it's really a simple thing. Even the back area of the Patreon, I don't personally like it too much. I think they could structure it better somehow, more attractively, and have more options, since Patreon only has really one page and they took out the community section. So now if you want to really make your Patreon diverse, you have to extend it to Discord, you know. But there's
Yeah, I
Donde's, I
completely
mean
understand that.
Chris's. And since
And
Donde
since
snuck in there,
not
go ahead.
I just want to add, just as a special treat to all of the lovely Monsterites viewing this particular live stream, for your convenience, rather than you having to dig through my Patreon for the link to the story in question, and in
Mhm.
turn my profile on AO3, I shall now, for the convenience of everyone, post the link to the first chapter, both here in Discord and in the live stream chat.
Awesome. So it's going to be available to everybody.
hmm
Excellent.
Uh, since I know my writing, even if I was the most awesome author ever, I don't think that just because I can write some funny nonsense that I should put it behind a paywall. I
Right.
want to put out a product and do my best for it to be enjoyable and to appeal to people. And if they deem it worthy of their time and well earned money, then I would very much so appreciate their support. But I'm not going to force anyone to spend their hard earned cash on something that may not even appeal to them.
Right.
Uh, being consumer friendly is top priority for me.
There you go. That's how you do it. Always present some of it or a lot of your work for free so people get a taste, and that's how you're going to get your followers too. Bro, I love that gif that you put up there with the raccoon. I can't stop looking at that one.
It is
So,
adorable.
since Donde did sneak in there in into my vocabulary, he does have a Patreon too. He's had it for some time. So check out Chris's, check out Donde's. As far as Donde's goes, we did mention it here and there, but he has awesome prices for the quality of his visual work, his artwork. You really get a good deal for that amount. You're not going to see that often in the artist world for commissions and such. So I do recommend that one as well. Chris has awesome goals ahead, and then of course ours, which started a couple months now for the World of Monsters channel. I'd like to shout out on behalf of all three of us that, and I know it's kind of, yeah, it's only, let me see here. It's just us that have to bear through this stuff, but I try to make it, I mean, you guys get the point by now, but a lot of us, like all three of us, you can support each one for $1, and that's, like I said in my initial video, it's literally probably less money than you lose a month, considering what gets lost in your car, your couch, what you spend on almost subconsciously when you buy crap at the store, just some gum or a candy bar. But it can make a huge difference to creatives. So that's not just shouting ourselves out, but anybody you support out there. I mean, lack means of pay. If you got PayPal Pro or anything, but no, I get it. Yeah, so just bear it in mind that when we mention Patreon, we don't mention our highest tier awards. It's not like you have to get in at $5 or 10. I mean, $1 is totally awesome. It's because it's not only a financial boost for the creatives, but it's such a mental boost too, to just get to get that support.
Honestly,
Alrighty.
if there was an option to get like 50 cents or something, I'd also immensely appreciate that. Since it
Right.
is it's something that you've worked hard on to attain, and just giving it to me for little nonsense that I write. And also, I'll be doing videos on my YouTube channel. I'm currently almost halfway done with editing a particularly heavy editing uh, heavy editing project. So now that this particular chapter has been posted, I'll be focusing my attention mainly to on completing that video.
Cool. So yeah, keep it in mind, guys, that we'd all be, or creatives would be doing this stuff for free anyway, and they do. So when you do give them that support, I mean, it's a huge game changer mentally and such. Yeah, what else was I gonna say about that? I forgot. So, yeah, sounds good. And then for any of you that want to start one, go ahead and start it. And once we all get to a certain level, we are planning, or I plan, that we all support each other a little bit, support each other's Patreons, at least at the minimum, so we can get that number up and help each other out, because it does help as well. So we'll get on that more. Now, without further ado, let's get on to today's topic, which is the Monster Maker Challenge that Donde runs every month. So, Dan's, yeah, I guess I hand it off to you. Let's see what we got.
All right, the 2 months that we missed were August and September.
All
For
right.
August, it was Ghosts. So, for the
So August was Ghost Month.
I think my connection might be off. Donde keeps cutting out for me.
So for the first for August, it was ghosts. You could have made any sort of ghost monster. This one right here, I drew up in a video.
Oh, damn, I didn't see this one in the video, did I? And
It
your
was-
videos have been great, Donde, just to let you know. Sorry for cutting you.
Thanks. It's just I have slow internet at the moment.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, but this one in particular was based off of idea of a ghost of a person who used to peep and watch people from the windows. And
Nice.
it is said that when you go into an empty house, or if you move into a house, he'll go in there and watch you while you sleep, and then carefully wake you up so you could always see him before he disappears.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
that is unsettling.
So I'm really loving it. It reminds me of the original books, not the silly movie that came out. The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, right? Those illustrations, right? They have the very creepy graphite illustrations, and that's what made those books so awesome and iconic. You guys have probably heard of the movie that came out recently based on those books. It's obviously not that great, but those books, they also have a good documentary about those books on Amazon Prime, and you could probably even, it's probably on YouTube, I don't know. I mean, it is a documentary, and they talk about how many people have had influence from those books, and they all have these kind of illustrations like this. So I really like this one, Donde. It's something like this, and it looks like it's mixed media, but largely with inks, correct?
Yeah, it's mostly with inks, sepia and black ink,
Awesome.
and a bit of white, or I think it's cream colored paint.
Cool. I love the rugged style of it. Colors. All right. What do you guys think? Any thoughts?
Oh, and I particularly enjoy the painting. It is looks it captures that unsettling feeling of the topic at hand as well. Can confirm, if this thing was actually living inside my house, I would stock up on rock salt and buy a shotgun.
Beautiful. That's a good quote. Yeah, and I like what Chris said, the creepiness of it, because it's hard to convey creepiness and scariness, especially these days when you're just your senses are hit with so much on the internet of images and things like that. So you get cool creatures, freaky, creepy creatures, but even like necromorphs, it depends how they're presented. They'll look like it's a creepy idea, but the artwork doesn't look creepy. But still, there's things you can do with your art like this, where you actually can convey creepiness. And this, for me, is probably scarier looking in a way than a lot of the, for example, necromorph images, just because of how they're presented. Not necessarily the context of it, or the content of it. Very spoopy
Yeah,
indeed, says Bigwig.
but
What's
yeah,
up, Chris?
see, looking at, I wouldn't exactly go with scary, but definitely unsettling
Yes,
is the
exactly. I think
feeling
that's
that
a
that gut feeling I get when I see this.
yes. That's why I was comparing it to those books, because they weren't necessarily scary, but they were creepy. They were unsettling. You always felt like each image, the character in it was looking at you, and that's what I'm getting from this one. So, right on, Donde. Mission accomplished.
Hopefully, I can do more like this.
Right on. Hope so. All right. What else do we have?
Right, the next one is from JMPF. You got several. So this is one of them.
All righty. Any context to this, JMPF? Purple Ghost, why you went with purple? Any name? Yeah, I think that Dande's ghost taps into the disturbed side and somehow mysterious, given it's all black with some textures. Right. And to add to that, Griffin, it's unclear, you know? Once you see exactly where the nose holes are, the eyes, the position of everything, it changes, right? But this, what it does is it gives you a beginning presentation, and the rest is your imagination that builds on it, because the nose isn't clear, the mouth isn't clear, the eyes aren't, but they're there. They're just hints of those parts, and that's what invokes more imagination and makes it creepier. So there we go, JMPF. What software did you do these in? Because if you did this in Paint, JMPF, then right on to you. Especially since you did a see-through one here.
Yeah, he gave some descriptions for each. So the
Okay.
purple one is called the Purple Sheets, are the lowest ranking members in Ghost Society. They usually come from people killed by lightning, hence their purple glow. They also like haunting places where disco music is played. That way they can train, causing electric blackouts without people noticing and dancing at the same time.
Right on. All right, so Disco Ghosts. Cool. All right. Next
I
one.
guess at least the saying goes that disco never dies. Okay,
Yeah, it's
Definitely, you could say groovy.
Yeah, there we go. The cheese is real. So you did it on your phone, right on to that. Right on for that, JMPF. And that just goes to show, if you guys want to participate, all you need is a phone. All right, so what's the story behind the second one?
This one's the ghosts of medieval singers who died on stage. Banshees are usually found near castles, albeit some of them, like La Llorona, tend to go other places carrying Reaper-like tasks.
Cool. So that looks like some kind of old ruin or castle or building in the background. Is that correct, Jim? Alrighty.
It's
Oh, Gargamel. There's a Gargamel among us. Greetings, Gargs. Do we get a face cam? That is the face cam. He's just not moving. Oh, gotta put it in view here. Alright, so what's the next one about?
Hello, I just thought,
There he is.
Hell yeah.
hello guys, just thought I'd drop by and say hi.
Cool, right on, Gargamel. We're just doing the Monster
I
Maker
already
challenge.
congratulate all the winners at a time in the comments section. I didn't start watching it because I was watching something else. I probably should have, stopped that because it wasn't live. But
It's all good. So
just addressing the submissions today.
You know how this challenge works. This isn't the Monster Art Contest on the main channel. These are the monthly Monster Maker challenges that we just have on Discord, and people submit under a certain topic that Donde runs. So yes, in a way, everyone is a winner. So you are correct in congratulating everybody. Because, yeah, this isn't...
Okay.
We just review these every month. Just give people a chance to practice.
This is just the challenge. We're not discussing anything else other than the challenge, basically.
Yeah, these are
Just
just monthly challenges, just done for fun, more or less, for practice.
The ones that the next traditional monster cast is going to be.
No idea.
We're not going to do that. No idea.
Yeah, no idea.
Well, I'm also glad to hear that, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, no, I do want to, yeah, I do focus that time to work on videos and get that out. I want to focus on that mostly. But when I get a chance, and every once in a while, we'll do something like this and catch up with everybody. All right, let's keep moving through. So let's go to the next ghost of JMPFs, the black one.
Spooky go.
Yep, just in time for Halloween. Okay, this one
Yeah.
the Reapers
Just in
are the
time.
highest members in Ghost Society. Found all over the world, they collect souls to be inducted into that society. They were once people with a high sense of honor, meaning they can never be wrong.
Okay. So we're going up in hierarchy, it seems here. All right, and the red one.
Of honor.
The Ghosts of Suicide. Red Sheets are known both because of their twisted sense of humor, calling themselves painkillers or Bloody Marys, and their deep hate against people who don't care for their close ones. Because of that, they are often hired by Reapers to cause evil people to have fatal and bloody accidents.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So a very malevolent one. Okie dokie.
And after that bloody accident, did they go to hell?
Oh, I
Let's
think we're simply in the ghost verse, not particularly exactly a hell or heaven type of deal.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
We'll
all
find
up
it.
to JMPF. All right. Let me figure out how to position this camera. It sucks because you can only put the camera, Garg's camera or anybody's, in the four corners of the Discord page. You can't kind of put it wherever, and that gets annoying. Because
Well, I don't think I'm going to be here this long because we're just discussing the contest after all.
Yeah. Well, that's all good. Okay, let's go. Let me read what everybody wrote here. My connection's getting pretty bad, so I'm going to drop off here. Catch you all later. Oh, okay, so
Okay.
pro left.
I'll see you guys later then, too.
See ya, Gargs.
Bye. Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
Right on. Good seeing you, buddy.
Good seeing you, too.
All right, so... depends, case by case. Okay, bye. Okay, let's go with the next one, Donde.
And this one is from Raincrawler.
Ooh,
Mm.
looks like you got some
It's like-
glare on there.
I particularly like how he used pencil on white sheet of paper to exacerbate the ghost theme of it, as this etherealness is captured quite perfectly, as if you're walking middle of the night around your house, you just pump a flashlight and that's what you see.
Right. Yeah, now I'm assuming he did that on purpose since all of his photos are always kind of clear. So it looks like this is obviously on purpose. So what's going on here?
Next step. This one's called The Sad Girl from the Third Floor. When a hospital patients claim to see a girl walking down the corridors, it is generally said that she stands next to the patient's beds. People who work in the hospital try to avoid this topic.
All right. We do have Yeah in the chat too on YouTube. So thanks, Yeah, for commenting out there. Ooh, another one from him.
This is from Raincrawler. He did 2 ghosts.
Alrighty.
This one is called the Feather Wedge. But the Feather Wedge is a priestess with the knowledge to use the Turtle Eye talisman from the first monster challenge that I guess he was in. But when she passed away, her spectral form was attached to the Grimorium, and now she serves as a guidance to anyone who can use it correctly with the Grimorium.
Okay.
She wrote a seal in the Grimorium for everyone who wants to obtain the knowledge. Quotation marks on knowledge. The eye can provide, he can also take whatever you desire, the eye will create. Before you to go further, there is a price to pay. Leave away the prayers, sign in blood your name.
Nice. So, is that everything? I don't want to cut you unless...
Yeah, that's all he wrote.
Okay. So this relates to the first one. Do you remember what was the first one? JMPF said the I one? first Monster Maker challenge? I'm not sure.
Was the I think the talisman?
Talisman one. Okay. Well, anyway, that's pretty awesome. I don't know where that face is reminiscent from. If anybody can put their finger on it, where that is so reminiscent from that face. I'm thinking probably Dragon Ball Z. For what's his name? Frieza or something.
Tiny bit, yes. Though, I do recall. It does also remind me, Bloody Mary from the Telltale Games video game based on the Fables comic series. The Wolf Among Us is the name of the game. She really reminds me of Bloody Mary from that game,
Okay.
face-wise.
Very cool. I like it. For some reason, I'm just imagining her being white. I don't know what color you're imagining you guys are, but just
I was
would
thinking
look
more gray,
Mm.
TBH.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like a grayish, light gray with the dark.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I really like that one.
skin.
Alrighty. And you
And
guys
that was it.
Okay, that was it for the ghost one. Remember, you guys can chime in at any time. Just when somebody starts talking, just try to stop talking to allow them. What happens is that it drowns out the sound. So if I'm talking, even if I start talking a little and Donde's talking, it already like drowns him out. So if you feel your voice was drowned out, feel free to repeat what you said too. I think Discord changed that just a little bit more. Okay, Chicken Goddess here. The last one is awesome. Also, hi, I've been here. Cool. All right, let's move along. What was the next one, Donde? Donde, you know what? I'm sorry. Because it's only recently till I realized, and I'm sorry about that. I mean, within a couple months that you're Dandy, and I've been calling you Donde this whole time, and I made it a note to myself the next time I ever go live, I'll be saying Dandy. And here I am. I totally forgot. So I'm sorry about that. Dandy.
It's all right.
What's next? And what challenge?
The for September's it was Were Creatures.
Were creatures, right on.
So you can make up your own werewolf creature or werewolf monster.
Were monster.
This next one was by JMPF,
Awesome.
and he made it, and it's called the Were Narwhal.
Sweet.
Jealous of the neighboring tribe having werewolves and werefoxes, an Inuit shaman chose to be a well, and a very epic-looking one.
Damn,
Awesome.
that
it's
is terrifying.
It's a great idea. I love it. There's not enough monstrous stuff done with narwhals. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, definitely. And a funny fact, that horn thing they have is actually a tooth, not a horn.
Interesting. Makes sense, though, the way they use it. Man,
To
I
bore through
really like
ice.
that. I would just love to have an art contest or a challenge around narwhals. I'd love to see different or human hybrid narwhal creatures. Well, just so fun. Such a cool concept. Right on. Good job, JMPF. I love that all of you, no matter the level of art skill that you guys have, when you guys submit something, you put thought into it and a little bit of lore, and that's always awesome. It just shows how much work you put into it mentally. Right on. What's next there, Dans?
Now, I'd imagine the transformation for the narwhal would probably be rather interesting, especially if that's a tooth.
Yeah, suddenly
Right.
your neck goes straightens up into a forward line, and you have just like one of your molars be like grows out.
We got the noise effects as well.
It
Is
would
this-
be
is this
immensely
a-
uncomfortable, I think.
Is this a taste of what we'll be getting more at on your Patreon, I need
it
more
is
sound
very
effects.
Quite likely.
Right on. Halfway through, you look like a necromorph, basically. I mean, in this transformation, but maybe in your Patreon too. Who knows, Chris? Maybe you'd look like a necromorph too. All right.
More rat, but still kind of close.
Ooh, these are looking great.
I'm seeing that's Were pterodactyl that looks oddly like that one villain from uh, the Metroid games, I believe. The
Mm,
middle one, that's Heroes of Might and Magic Knoll, kind of people. Excellent. And I believe he's killed a Leonin from Magic the Gathering and now D&D. And at the bottom, that's an Aarakocra from D&D 5e with a bionic arm. So those are my guesses.
Yeah,
very
these are
nice.
all from Raincrawler, and the first one is Aware Pterodon.
Sweet.
Pterodon? Pteranodon. The Lord of the Sky, able to fly to great heights and attack with incredible speed. Also, he uses a robotic tail for hand-to-hand combat.
Damn, that's awesome. I'm loving the detail he puts in all of them. Like here, you got the goggles. It's little things like that that, you know, really make it up. Even those little screw marks on the armor plates, you can see little 2 dots. Those are pretty awesome, or nails, whatever they are. Some kind of attachment. Yeah, just awesome seeing all those little details going. Sweet. Okay, next one.
So the next one is the Were Hyena. This young blood was able to kill one of the strongest of the lion clan, avenging the murder of his mother, who was the leader of the hyena pack. P.S. This was an incredible act of force because the males of his pack are less stronger than the females.
That is simply awesome. With that lore in addition, it's so cool. It's like we've already read stories of his, yet this is the first time he ever mentioned a lion clan. So, huzzah to that. What do you guys think?
That must mean it's like a were lion that he killed.
Yeah. Again, all those little details. Love it. What's going on with the
It is
belt there?
exceptionally spectacular. And I have to give props for providing an unintentional Heroes of Might and Magic 3 reference.
Yeah, JMPF, right on. He's on the bandwagon of Heroes of Might and Magic, right on. Not sure if I knew that, JM, so glad to have you on. What else? Yeah, the pouch, the markings on the straps. Awesome. That little dagger. Nothing's plain and simple. Even the little dagger is like ornate. So, awesome work. I like that face too. It looks somewhat grotesque. Right on. There's Griffo here. Armored Griffo.
And then the final one is the Were Eagle, an intrepid swordsman, one of the fastest warriors of the Komodo Knights, a gentleman full of honor and pride.
Nice. So it's a noble one. Wonder if it looks like that's there's that frog armor shoulder piece, which is pretty nice. I'm wondering if that's an actual fleshy creature head or if it's armor. I like the shading he did on parts of the armor to make it look shiny. Very nice. And I like how he showed on the wings, since they're all feathered, but you only have to show a few feathers to hint that it's all feathered up. Very nice work on that. All right, guys, since he submitted several here, do you have a favorite among these 3?
Let's see. With all due respect, not to say unoriginal, because the designs look amazing and very detailed. But all 3 of them, I'm able to visually connect them with something else that I have seen before that is almost exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, but on that regard, those were well-designed things from massive companies, and he's managed to match that in quality. So, massive praise for that. And
Nice.
specifically on that notice, I gotta go with the Were Hyena. because of the thing that it reminds me of.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I think I'm gonna go with that one as well. I think it's maybe it has more going on, it seems, too, because it has a little bit more to the lore. It has the enemy's head there, and you see the full figure too. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. But I do like all of them almost equally. Anyone else? Any favorites?
Yeah. The one that I really like is the hyena one,
Mhm.
just because there's like a whole background story to it, and it just makes you wonder what other things that this person or character is up to. Especially
Right.
since that were-lion head probably could turn human by day or night, or whenever it needs to be changed, or if it stays lion all 24/7.
And seeing what the hyena guy looks like, and then the lion's face, which is, a little bit more monstrous than an actual lion, it makes you wonder what they look like now. So it really hints well at a story and makes you want to explore more of this realm and see what else is going on in there. Pretty awesome. I could definitely see that. That could be on a cover of a book. That's great. He should make his own bestiary. All right.
Absolutely.
How about you, Griffo? If you are listening, I was wondering if you had a preference here. If you are active with us. Not sure if she is. She is, bigwig. Let's see what her taste is here. I wonder what bird that would be based off.
I'm guessing she's a Griffo. Looking at the name, will prefer the bird one.
Although there are two
That's
bird
my
ones,
guess.
come to think of it.
One's pterodon, which is reptile, not bird.
Well,
That's just me, though.
bird reptile.
Guessing wise.
Alrighty, we'll see. Okay, well, as she types along, Donde, do we have many more submissions for this challenge?
No, that would be it. I think it was just GMPF and Redcrawler.
Okay.
I couldn't find anybody else's if they made one or if they posted them.
And you didn't get one in?
No, I didn't get one in. I was doing the comic book.
Just making sure we don't forget to see yours. Right on. And how are your okay, that was loud. How are your comic books coming along, Dandy?
The fifth one will come out this Tuesday or Wednesday.
Nice.
Mm,
Right
most
on.
excellent.
Right on, man. Congratulations on that. That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
It'll be free to read on itch.io, so you guys can go ahead and download it. I'll put the link up here in the server and over on my YouTube channel and other places.
There you go. That's how it's done. Awesome, man. So she said out of these three, right? JMPF said War Eagle, I think. Yeah, something like that. Out of these three, right? I kind of like the Dino one for Ridley look. You did say Ridley. I don't know what you meant by Ridley.
That is the name of the villain from the Metroid games that I mentioned.
Oh, I see.
Pterodon one looks like.
Okay. Second
Yes.
be the... There he is. Very nice. He actually reminded me the most of the pterodactyl character from Marvel. The green one, the big green guy. Second, the griffin looking War Eagle. Awesome. Good, Griffin. You're sticking to your feathers. Though I found the hyena the most original in backstory, to be honest. All right. Honest. Good. Right on. Sauron. Yep, Sauron. Sauron's awesome. And this person didn't even hear me, but they replied with Sauron. Who is this? They hear me through YouTube? Maybe. Jark? Because he's not in voice. That's weird that he referenced Sauron right when I mentioned it, yet he's not in voice. He's spying on us somewhere.
Curious.
Gotta dislike
the all-seeing eye.
Right?
The all-seeing eye sees all.
Weird. Huh. We'll see if he responds to anything else I say. Then we can triangulate on him. All right, Donde, what's next on the plate?
That'll be it.
Okay, that's everything. All right. I'm watching on YouTube. Okay, so he is on YouTube. Okay, so that's everything. Not too many things that we missed, but awesome nonetheless. Any final things you guys want to share? Your favorites, what you liked, even disliked, if you have some critique you can offer. The stage is yours. If
Well, specifically for these, I do quite enjoy the backstories that were given. And the looks, particularly the last three that we saw for the Wear Challenge, matching something that has been created by an entire company, just one man doing so. Spectacular, terrific, mad props. In regards to the ghosts, I quite liked the Wear Narwhal. I should mention source of sound effects. Thank you very much. I now we need to see Arthur. You've done the best werewolf transformations. Now we need someone to make a narwhal, narwhal not transformation somewhere. I will
right,
provide the sound effects.
right on. I should just make a video
Specifically,
about narwhal
yeah,
concept art.
that sounds like an excellent idea. And for the ghost specifically, the backstory. I love the whole ghost society vibe and the hierarchy that was delineated.
Hmm.
Though I gotta say the uh, Dandy's picture just it captures that unsettlingness that
Hmm.
ghosts as a whole tend to exude into folklore and the like, and so I gotta give props to that in particular.
It's pretty awesome. Looks like there's an open window behind it too, or something that's causing the glare, the light coming through. It's cool. It's like it's a simple artwork, you know, not overly detailed or, you know, realistic, but it hints a few things so you can kind of get lost in it. And that's a challenging thing to do and get right.
And lastly, on the topic of the goats, yes, I almost missed them. The witch one and the hospital girl one.
Hmm.
As I mentioned, just the vibe that you get with because I'm guessing he was using his phone's flash to take a picture of the actual drawing while it was in a dark room,
Hmm.
and that definitely manages to the cinematography it captures along with the line work captures that ethereal vibe to them quite well. I greatly approve.
True. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool that he did that approach. Otherwise, if it were something else, you would think maybe he just took a bad photo. But since this is Ghost and it's the only time we've seen him do that, that's cool. That's pretty creative approach. All right.
Yeah, that's what I like about the ghost one
Mm-hmm.
is ring crawlers. Just because he made it look like you were going through some sort of place and you spot him with just a flashlight. That and JMPF's Disco Ghost,
Uh,
which is boogieing even after dark.
Yep. That's awesome too. It's an awesome idea. He's got a fun little concept, whole lore here that you can make a nice little cartoon off of. And
It should be made into just a simple GIF or some animated
mhm.
30-second clip with just some generic disco music in the background.
Right. Yeah, that
disco
could be.
version of Halls of the Mountain King.
You never know when the next big meme goes up like Pepe. That could be awesome. Could be a cool little web comic. Should consider something like that, GM. Jark said, to be honest, I would join voice chat. I'm just shy. Also, I'm just waiting for some food. It is nice to be here, though. No, it's awesome to have you here. Not sure if you've been with us live before, but it's awesome to have you here. And no worries, if you're shy, it's all good. You can also still step in just to hear us live on Discord. You don't have to speak if you don't like. You can always talk through text, so it's all good, though.
Yes. Enjoy the food, whatever it may be. As for the Were one, I really like the Were Narwhal. I feel that could be easily have been if things were still like they were in the 70s or 80s. That could have been like a low budget horror film. The
Right,
Narwhal.
definitely. I could see that. That'd be fun to get World of Monsters budget up enough to do little really low budget films for like $5,000, $10,000 each. So,
That would be definitely adorable. And as I mentioned to the folks watching us at home, once the monsterhood progresses, I'm still holding on to that idea of writing a TV series about a Yaoja who's hunting cryptids.
there you go. Or a YouTube series, considering the copyright costs.
True. Let's say if Star Wars Theories can make the Vader series, which is awesome, I highly recommend it to people. We can make this. I don't see a reason why not to. Warner Brothers wouldn't be that big assholes regarding it, I think. Then again, after the latest movie, the Predator franchise should be quite cheap to buy.
Relatively. Huh. Well,
Before we sign off, and speaking of movies, I recently watched a particularly decent monster movie. Would be reminiscent to not shout out Love and Monsters. It came out at the end of 2019. Uh, and it's essentially a meteorite was about to hit the Earth. So to save ourselves, we nuked it with every nuke available on the planet, and that saved the planet. However, all that radiation and chemicals fell back down, and all of the critters and stuff started mutating. So now, 90% of humanity is dead, and there's giant mutated monsters roaming the landscapes. And the story revolves around one particular gentleman who's trying to get out of his colony bunker to the colony bunker of his girlfriend, as they got separated during the quarantining process. And eventually as he leaves the bunker, he has to survive on the surface, dealing with the monsters and stuff, and it's quite adorable. I what I would say is it feels like proper entertainment, like from the good old days. There's no politics ham-fisted into it. There's no just social stuff. It's just an entertaining movie with two good morals: don't judge a book by its cover and don't be an asshole. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
nice. And that's called Love and Monsters? Or,
Exactly.
okay. Right on. We'll keep an eye out for that.
And I think Altiori, as that's where I heard of the movie, pretty apt description. Essentially, How to Train Your Dragon meets Zombieland. That definitely is an excellent description for it.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That is an interesting description. More intriguing, huh? What's with the double letters? As far as monster movies I watched, there was one. Was that a Carpenter one? With vampires. It was all right. Vampire Hunters. Just something to watch in the background. As well as 30 Days of Night, I believe it's called. I've seen that one a few times before. It's all right. It's a good just flick to play in the back. It's nothing amazing in my opinion. But I think the one that probably stuck out more the most recently, I haven't been watching that many, but was Fright Night. That's a classic. If you haven't seen Fright Night yet, it's actually a good little flick. It's late 80s, maybe early 90s. It's got that.
They remade it recently.
Yeah, and they do have some sequels too. It's sort of, if you've seen Lost Boys and the Goonies, you know, those kind of movies of the 80s. It's that kind of thing, but it's good. It's better than a lot of Halloween horror flicks you'll watch. Story wise, acting wise, just the whole production. Actually, Fright Night is a pretty awesome little Halloween movie. So it definitely should be on your must see Halloween movie list if you haven't seen it yet. It took me a while to see it, actually. What's that, Dandy? Dandy?
I watched Fright Night earlier this week.
Right on.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I've been watching horror movies every day of October so far.
Awesome. See, that's what I was trying to do.
Dedication.
That's right.
Of course, for our fans out there, if horror is not exactly your thing, you're more of an action type of person. Of course, there's the lovable classic Starship Troopers. I had the pleasure of rewatching it with some friends a couple of months ago. Still holds up. Excellent movie.
Awesome. I do want to watch some more Lovecraftian type films. There's a couple I haven't seen still that are sort of related, as there's not many official Lovecraft films.
Yes.
Two,
On the topic of Lovecraft, is one of the things you wish to watch the series Lovecraft?
yes, I heard good things about it. I will check it out. I just want to check it out when there's more episodes out.
All of the episodes are out. I
Oh,
can
they
even
are.
provide you with a link
Sweet.
to where you can watch it for free. But
Put the
that
link down
series
here.
betrayed me.
Oh, it did. Okay. All right. No spoilers,
The
but
first episode, no spoilers, but just the very first episode, absolute gold, excellent. I was immediately sold on it. Terrific banger. But then the series kind of started going downwards in terms of quality and niceness. And around episode 7 and 8, it begins to slightly pick up again.
mm,
But the last episode was absolute and total cringe. It just you know how you start something positive, but the ending makes you regret ever watching it?
yeah,
That is my warning to you. The
gotcha.
ending is immensely cringe.
Alrighty. Well, we'll check it out. I love the
Yeah.
theme. Another, before I keep going on that, the Lovecraft movies I wanted to mention, another series, if you guys have Amazon Prime, or you can watch this, The Boys. They released season 2. I haven't watched it yet, but that's a really good series. Realistic take on superheroes and villains. It's pretty cool. It's a good show. So the Lovecraft, actually two horror movies that I just loved before realizing how Lovecraft inspired they were is, and I've mentioned this one many times, is In the Mouth of Madness, Sam Neill, awesome movie, and Dagon. I simply love Dagon. I found Dagon later on in my life, maybe, I don't know, last 5 years or something. But I can watch Dagon over and over. It's simple little horror, very Lovecraftian, probably the most Lovecraftian movie out there, obviously named Dagon, but it's just kind of horror and action from beginning to end. It's really entertaining as far as horrors go, because to be honest, I don't think a lot of horrors are that good. Not the largely known horrors, like the many parts of Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. The first ones are always decent, but then it just gets really repetitive. Those are the kind of flicks I just play in the background. To focus on them 100%, I feel is almost a waste of time. Sometimes they're not that original or great. But multitask working, they're perfect sometimes. So, but there's a lot of good newer horrors that come out, but for some reason, I really love those Lovecraftian ones, and yeah, so shout out to those. I know there's a few more out there. I want to look them out. I think even the Abyss is somewhat Lovecraft related or inspired as well.
Not,
Halloween
uh,
theme.
not from Lovecraft, but the one show that I've seen this year that I can definitely wholeheartedly recommend is Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves,
Mm,
where essentially you have it split into how two androids that have been sent on a ship built by atheists land on a planet with embryos, which they're supposed to raise into a new stable human population as the Earth has been destroyed by interreligious wars. And then you have some religious people that arrive that want to save the kids from the androids. And that is the basic premise, but very strange and bizarre things develop on that planet. And it's the plot itself is rather basic. It's a mostly character driven story with, of course, monstrous and strange, borderline Lovecraftian, but I would say more Ridley Scottian type of things happening
mm,
that just leave you going, what the hell was this? And there's tidbits that you piece together, and it's exceptionally delightful. The characters they play their roles. A perfectly personal favorite, the android father. He is a treasure and must be protected. He did not deserve what was done to him. Is all I'm gonna say.
mm.
Uh, but it was a very thought-provoking series because it doesn't go, oh, these guys are so and so, so they're bad, while these are so and so, and they're good. Every perspective has its light and darkness shined on, and it just
Nice.
provokes thinking and provides the characters are themselves, you care about them. So I would highly recommend it.
Very cool. One movie that's newer too I'd want to rewatch is Hereditary. I know we've mentioned that one before in a chat here and there. That was a pretty decent one. Nice twist at the end there. Oh, and I did watch, what's it called? It's the Midnight Shyamalan movie. The Village. I haven't watched that one in a while. Did rewatch that one. That's a pretty decent flick. Pretty nice little twist there. People living like Amish people. Like Amish folks, but it's got a cool little story around it. All right, guys. Anything else? Again, thanks everybody for participating in the challenges, the Monster Maker challenges. Always fun seeing the submissions and the stories behind it. Let me remind everybody that the main Halloween Monster Art Contest will be ending on the 31st. You can submit your submissions up until November 1st. We may have 3 judges this year, which could be fun. And you have a pretty good chance of winning, I believe, because I think this year we're going to have less submitters. I have a feeling. So if you're in it, you have a pretty good chance to get the first or one of the top 3 places. Unfortunately, if we had more submitters, we could hit the higher award amounts. This year I had a record high that I'm offering if we get quite a bit of submitters of $300 total, but still with the minimum you can get $100 for first place. So whoever's in it, good luck. If you are going to be late, let me know. It's always worth mentioning that rather than giving up or just not knowing and trying to submit it later. You can always communicate with me earlier and let me know if it's okay if you're a day or two late. And yeah, good luck to everybody and skill and energy on that. And that's it. Anybody want to shout out to any other horror flick or artwork here or anything else? Nope.
Not at the moment.
Right on. Dandy did say he's going to be finishing his comic here in a few days, his newest one. They are all released free, so everybody can download and read them. And further support, you can always join his Patreon. Chris is opening a page, has opened. Sorry, go ahead, Dandy.
You could also purchase them at Indie Planet. Like for the 5th one, I'm trying to put centerfold posters, so when you order it, because they're usually like around $4 or $5 for ordering.
Mm-hmm.
This time you get a print that would be worth the price.
That's awesome.
The only one that's not up on the Indie Planet is the 4th one. For some odd reason, they haven't posted it.
Okay. And you guys can always get physical copies of the comics too. I believe Dandy. It's gonna take me a little while, Dandy, but I'm getting through. But he does offer that as well, and I would certainly love to one day have all his comics in physical form. They are lovely comics, professionally done. And again, join his Patreon. You can join Chris's. Mine, Chris just mentioned his at the beginning of this this chat. If you want to listen to that again, where he shouts it out, he's working on some new projects there. So remember, you can support any one of us on Patreon or anybody for as low as $1, and it makes a world of difference to a creative. Let's take away the idea of starving artist here, and at least let's support each other. So when the time comes, when the time is best for you, of course. Nonetheless, yeah, that's 3 of us so far that are doing it. I'm thinking Griffo might have something in the future. We'll see, because she has some pretty awesome ideas, and I think for what she does, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, Griffo, but I think what you do and the lore and everything, the whole composition of your work is perfect for something like that, for like Patreon to form a good community. But nonetheless, we're all going to be doing what we love either way. All right, thank you everybody, and not sure when we'll stream again here, but it was good chatting with you. It was good catching up, It was good making another video up for the Voices of the Monsterhood. If you guys have any last grave words, go ahead and put them out there. Cyberspace.
Oh, I suppose for the classic, since he is not present, for Z, here be Necrons. Yeah. Of
Beautiful.
course, we've got. I will do my best to shout him out every time I can. Victor, don't fear the unknown. Seek it out, study it, understand it. To which I retort with, fear the unknown. Shoot it in the face with a shotgun.
Beautiful. Brings tears to my eyes. Good old Monsterhood. On behalf of Super OCD, we got a moment of silence. And on behalf of Jono, something along the lines of, don't look into the eyes of a John Ham, or you will yourself become a John Ham. All right. Anything else? Cool. Well, thank you. Yep.
The best of luck to everyone that's going in the contest, and have a good and happy Halloween.
For sure. Double that. So yeah, guys, enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy your October. Good luck on that contest. Thank you, Don Dave, for co-hosting this with me. I hope it wasn't too much out of the way with you, but I do appreciate that. And organizing everything. And for Griffo for helping to get that, or Harrow, sorry. Did I just call you Don Dave again? Dandy. Dandy? Dandy. Because Dandy was a whole another character. That guy is a whole different story there. Well, we'll have to rename him, or I'll have to. But thanks, Harrow, for also helping out and helping Donde compose all this. Thanks to Darth for joining in, JMPF for being here from the start, and for Chris for popping in, shouting out the other good folks here. Happy Halloween and October to everybody, and have a great time until we meet again here. See ya.
I